Where I'm from, we don't listen to Eminem, you know. I'm from the trenches. I never heard nobody come in my project playing Eminem. I'm gonna keep it real, you know. When I hear him, I say, he can rap. I always say that. Every time I hear Slim Shady, I used to like that song, Slim Shady, but where I'm from, I've never heard one song in my project. I never heard Eminem not one time in the speakers in my project. I gotta be honest. None of my friends never said, put Eminem on. Play that new Eminem. You know, I only saw it on MTV, you know, TV.
What is up with it, y'all? It's Coffee, tapping back in, man, and here we go again with these same Eminem narratives and statements being made in interviews by rappers, you know, from all different sectors of the rap game. I mean, for real, how many times have we heard this? I get sick of this ish, right? Like, not even I know ish, Eminem fan or not, fuck with M's music, don't fuck with his music. Like, we've heard these narratives and these discussions so many times, right? From Conway the Machine when he was signed with Griselda to so many other people, it's always come up. Like, yo, I think didn't it first start really with Vlad TV and the Lord Jamar beef and the interviews and things that even Lord Jamar would say then, even when he wasn't really cool with Eminem. They've since squashed things and all that, right? But you should say, like, yo, M's talented. No one in the hood is bumping M. Or you don't hear Eminem in the club. I've heard that narrative, although that one I say, not necessarily, right? A couple tracks get, remember that? She's a menace, a dentist, and oh, how Janice, that joint shake, that hands for me with Nate Dogg, that joint goes hard. You'll hear that in the club as well as some other stuff. But with the Benzino-ish and the Eminem Benzino beef going back in the news, all kinds of ish going down, like it's the same narratives again. And now we're just hearing Boosie say it. He respects M can rap. But the trenches where he comes from, his projects, he's never heard one single Eminem song. Comment and let me know where you're from. If you're from the hood, the burbs, wherever. And how much M did you hear being played locally? Tap in. Yo, check it out. This is crazy right here. Killer Cam's a fool, man. You gotta love this Cam-based show. They stay making the headlines. They had the great O.J. Simpson interviews. They just killing it with the content and the podcasting game. But check it out. Erykah Badu, right? Listen to what Cam said. He said, she can't get nowhere near me with that bad Badu box, right? And if you haven't heard the stories over the years, right? Andre3000, Common, and I forget who else. Oh, Jay Electronica, all fucked with her. I don't know if they all have kids with her, but there's always been this, like, talk that, like, y'all ever heard that way back? People were saying, like, yo, Andre3000 was never the same after he was fucking with Erykah Badu. And I guess on the show they were asking Cam, Mace was like let's do the whole ratings game. Amber Rose, Drea Michelle, and Lori Harvey. Cam didn't even really want to rate Badu. He was like, but he said, she's a homie too, but I told dudes she can't get nowhere near me with that ussy. That ish she be doing to dudes is crazy. Dudes are regular until they flock her. And Common, who dated her, has also went on the record. I didn't know this in an interview. And check out what he said. He said, yeah, the Badu box is real. It can take you to another universe, but seriously, that's when you meet somebody that's real special and you're like, man, this woman, she got something else, man. And he also said, it ain't just the sex, it ain't just the looks, it's like something that's kind of like spirit wise, where you're like, this woman got something else. And check it out, man, I know a female like that as well. Real talk. There's certain women out there that they're beautiful. Like Erykah Badu is a fine looking woman for sure. But it really does go on so many other levels, and you can almost kind of see the gleam in their eye or something like that, right? Like, I don't know, they have those eyes that can just look into your soul or whatever. Like, real talk, comment, anyone out there, did you ever have a girl like that, a baby mom, hella wife. Maybe you're still with her. Like, she had that Filet Mignon, but she also just, I don't know, you just like couldn't live without her. And it wasn't just because she had that fire, you know, there was really more there, you know. And that's what's always been the narrative with Erykah Badu. I remember people were talking about it was she did Voodoo. It's the 3 stacks, man, come on. And then to close it out, man, this is pretty interesting, these Tiny Desk concerts. I'm a big fan of these. They're always lit. Comment if you've seen the Jeezy one. I haven't seen it yet. Recent ones that were dope was the Scarface one. Juvenile had a crazy one with the band, with the music. Those Manny Fresh beats sound very fire over a live band like that. But the Jeezy one here, everyone's taking notice. He's got the whole band rocking the snowman, and what an iconic symbol in hip-hop. And it's so interesting, you know. I had to dig up this old story to share with y'all. I don't know if you guys remember this, way back when Jeezy first touched down mainstream wise. Like, people knew him in the A, but where I was at up in New York, mixtapes were dropping with all kinds of Jeezy stuff. There were all those hits coming on MTV Jams and everything on the digital cable. He had what did he have? He had the So Icy joint with Gucci, which ended up causing a whole beef. Fast forward all these years later, obviously they're cool now, even though that whole verses was pretty bizarre, pretty crazy. But he had Soul Survivor. He had why am I blanking out on when you play the new Jeezy, all the boys gonna pay me. And I popped my collar, then I swing my chain. Who remembers Spider Loc had a dope little remix of that on the G-Unit radio, where he said, when I spray that Uzi, all the dope boys gonna pay me, talking about being a stick-up kid. But moving along, you know, Soul Survivor, I already said that. Every time I do it for my hood. And every time, you know what I'm saying? Then he was on, he had the Boys in the Hood joint, that group. Whatever happened to that, man? On Bad Boy South. Jody Breeze, Duke, I forget the other dude's name, but Jeezy didn't stick around for the second album, and he dipped out, and they had Gorilla Zoe take his spot. And you know, I'm just trying to, I like to sometimes, I know I talk a little too much, but sometimes I like to take y'all back in time, you know, paint the picture, if you will, and make y'all really, you know, okay, now I'm in that mind frame of that era. So Jeezy, you know, was killing the game with these shirts, doing big things. These shirts were everywhere. The snowman. Now, of course, a lot of motherfuckers like me and, you know, a lot of regular individuals were like, yo, it's the snowman. That's about that work. That's about that yayo. But apparently the designer of the shirt didn't know that. And, you know, I guess as these shirts were so popular and Jeezy was so popular, they were turning up everywhere. And where the controversy really came was in schools. High school students were rocking them. The principal knew about the yayo. Why did it take the principal to know it? You know what I'm saying? To make it a controversy. But they banned the shirts, and apparently the designer found this out, and he took the remaining shirts that he had already designed, and he put them out with a phrase on it, message that said, say no to snow. But all these years later, the snowman is still alive. The shirt's still out there. It's still an iconic piece of hip-hop history, hip-hop memorabilia. It's a dope logo. And it's pretty interesting too. In an older interview, Jeezy was talking about when he really knew he was taking off to the next level was when he was still on the come up, not at his total peak yet. He was in Vegas, and he seen so many people bootlegging the snowman in the hood. You know what I'm saying? That's when you know you're hot, you know. But that's gonna do it for this one, man. Hit them comments, man. Boosie, the Badu box, and the snowman. Let's talk about it. Subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace and God bless.